Hello, this is Bryan Gill. This is my screencast for my user registration page. I decided to do a little user registration page for my blog, and not that it needs one, it's all hosted on WordPress, but anyway, I just decided to do that because I had it available. Anyway, as you can see, if we click submit, first one, go to the next one, and the next one, and since it is set as email for the type, it's telling me that I need to have an @ symbol, so we'll try that. And it still knows that it's not a complete email address. Actually, we'll do oops, let's wait on that one for a second, just to show that it does pop for it. Submit the password. And it even knows that there's no file chosen. So let's go choose just a simple file. And I do have the images/users folder open. So when I do click submit, you'll see the image pop up there. And here it is. And there's the copy of it. And it gives me the first name, last name, email, username, password, the hash, MD5 hash, all the information that was there, and it does give me all this. I put a little nice home button up here in the navigation, little footer down here. But if we were to go back and do this time we choose, let's see, let's just make a copy of this one, and we're going to take this one and rename it to text. Sorry if that was a little loud, just got a little error message. So now we have copy. So we'll go into here, and interesting, it's not showing. So we're going to put a copy.txt file in there. We submit this. Now we can get the actual error message and the error, "you shall not pass." But it does still give you all the same information that I entered in, and then you give the register again button. And the interesting thing that I noticed was that if you use the same image, it will keep the same image in there. It doesn't actually get rid of it once you refresh the page. So if this were something that we're actually going to be using in production, you'd want something like this to be, that to be copied off to a different location or whatever, just to have the little sign-in form or registration form clean up after itself. So with that, go ahead and show you my code. This is my HTML, just simple head. Got some, I wasn't sure if I was going to use any JavaScript or not. Ended up not, so I can actually take that out. I did have use the normalize in there to help get some of the CSS formatting normalized, and then my own specific CSS page or sheet. And for the body, of that right there, and just a simple little nav. And just copy and paste that, as many different menu items as I need, and then I'll also drop them in here and drop another UL in there as well. To do some type of nested menu or a drop down with CSS. The actual section here contains the form. There's the heading with a break in between. This is what gives me the nice little 2-line separation up there. And then the form, there's a multi-part form, data, calling register.php, and the post command. I did all of my form in a table. I like my edges to be nice and neat on the text boxes, and over on this side they're a little bit jagged, but at least they're close to the text box. I suppose I could get away from that by doing a placeholder just in here towards the end. Just go in here and put placeholder, and then whatever I want the text to show. We've got the PHP. Again, we were asked to put our name in our PHP. I do have that in the top of them, both of them. Again, this is just the basic HTML. It has the head, and it starts the body, and then you'll notice it actually stops right after the navigation, right there. And then it switches into PHP, and we go into making the array, gets the sets the variables for password, first name, last name, email, user ID, and the encrypted password, returns the array. And then for the image directory, I had a lot of problems with this, and mostly because I ended up leaving that off, and then I ended up leaving the trailing backslash off of it. And then there was another place right here, I left the semicolon off, so there were a couple of things I had to troubleshoot. But once I got those couple of things worked out, I was able to get everything else working pretty much on the first shot. I did have a little bit of problems down here. What was it? Especially with this one, how it's the double quote space single quote, the single quote space double quote, and then the .image directory parentheses dot. When my IDE, this is the Notepad++ on Windows, but I have it set to automatically duplicate. So when I hit one of the single apostrophe, it actually puts in 2, or I can do a single entry for quotes and it will put in a double quote. But it was doing some weird things, so I had to work around that and finally got it working. And then down here we got the footer. I have this nice little thing that I stumbled across, I don't remember where, but it's a little piece of JavaScript that will get the current year, so that way you never have to go back into a web page and recode the year every single year, especially since we just hit 2015. If it was 2014, it would still say 2014. So that's about it. I did realize after I got all of this done that this section here could actually be echoed as well, and all of this up here could most likely be echoed. And just put everything between quotes, echo it right here, and it reminds me a lot of what we did in a previous class. But yeah, the whole page could be straight PHP with the autocomplete and the different things like what I was showing with the autocomplete on those, specifically like on the HTML. Let's find one here. You put it in, or you do the autocomplete where you put in an A and it autocompletes it, stuff like that, or a single keystroke to get in double parentheses, things like that. If your IDE is doing it by language, it's it still can be kind of messy. It will leave you putting all of your HTML code in character by character. So it is kind of nice, I suppose, to have at least all of this part up here, which actually was all copied. But anyway, that's my application, my little whatever it is, user registration page, and hope you like it. Thanks.